good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Bull City Hangout 9/8. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter. That's Durham, North Carolina's online community paper. And with Bull City Hangout, I tell you what's happening today in Durham, and then I invite you to join me on camera, shoot the breeze, share information, etc. So let's get started with the school tools page. Again, Durham Skywriter is durhamskywriter.com. I'm just reading just a choice few articles. There's lots more at durhamskywriter.com. So again, let's start with the school tools page because it is lunchtime, and Durham Public Schools, they're still providing free lunches, but only Tuesdays and Thursdays now. So it is from 11 until 12:30. And you can get free lunches at one of 25 different schools. They're all listed along with the addresses right there on the school tools page of the Durham Skywriter. So be sure to go to the school tools page very quickly and find out where the closest school is, and then head over there and if you need a free lunch for your child. Okay, let's see what else is on. Oh, by the way, I was just talking, we're going back and forth with Naima from the Zakat Foundation, and they're still working it out, but they're trying to figure out how to get lunches to people who can't make it to the schools. So they're working it out. They will be looking for volunteers. I think it's a great idea if you have the time, if you're able to keep gas in your car and you don't mind helping out, that you can actually take meals to people who can't make it to one of the 25 schools for whatever reason. So I'll be sure. Naima said that she was going to let me know, and as soon as I know, I'll let you know. Okay, what's going on with that? All righty, let's go to the word page. That is the governmental and nonprofit information page. So I just called the city, and the city's water hardship fund is still available for people who need help. You fill out a form online, and then you can get help up to $240 worth on your account to catch you up with your water bill if you've fallen drastically behind. So be sure to check that out on the word page of the Durham Skywriter. Also, the Durham Arts Council's Artist Support Grant, the deadline is looming. It's next Monday. Basically, this is for people who are more or less full-time artists or who spend a significant amount of time as an artist in the fields. I might as well tell you the fields: craft, dance, film or video, literature, multidiscipline performing, music, painting, drawing, print, mixed media, photography, sculpture, or theater. That's a lot. So here's how it works. You can apply for up to $1,500. I think the grants range from $500 to $1,500. Your project, that's what the funds are for, your project can start in January, anytime between January and June of next year. So go ahead and apply, and of course, think of a project, apply, and then really get into the details of the project later. But be sure to get your application in by Monday, and of course online. And I think they don't give the time, but sometimes it's noon, sometimes it's midnight, but just be sure to get it in by Monday. I'd say Monday morning, just to play it safe. And again, this is to help artists because a lot of opportunities have dried up for artists, and it's really, really sad, really. A lot of us have lost all kinds of opportunities. So Durham Arts Council, again, they're trying to help artists. All righty, let's scroll down to Durham Tech Small Business Center. They have wonderful webinars. Oh my God, they're all free. And what they have done, they have amassed, oh my God, they had so many workshops listed, online workshops, webinars, whatever you want to call them. I couldn't even list them all. Usually I'm able to, but there's like dozens upon dozens to choose from. So let's see what's going on today. So in other words, what I'm trying to say, go to the word page, scroll down to the Durham Technical Community College's Small Business Center, and then click on the link and see the rest of the webinars that I couldn't have listed because limited space. Okay, so today, let's see what's going on. Okay, so today from 3 until 5, there's going to be a webinar. All these are free, by the way, using WordPress to build a website for your business. That's awesome. And then from 6:30 until 8, there's going to be one called Social Media Strategies. That sounds interesting. And then tomorrow morning, Reignite North Carolina, an update on the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program. So that sounds really interesting for businesses as well. Also tomorrow, from noon until 1:15, Cash, the lifeline of your business. That sounds interesting. It's another good one. And that's tomorrow, by the way, tomorrow at noon. Also tomorrow from 12:30 until 1:30 in the afternoon, again tomorrow, Marketing Outside the Box, Virtual Events Marketing Playbook. That sounds really good. That sounds, my friend Crystal needs to see that one. Again, it's Marketing Outside the Box, Virtual Events Marketing Playbook. Because Crystal, who publishes The Warrenist, she's going to start putting together some, I guess, some, what do you call it, virtual events. So, yeah, Crystal, if you're watching, check that out. Okay, now let's scroll down to SCORE. SCORE, that is a bunch of retired executives who know everything there is to know about business. They have free mentoring, webinars, all kinds of great stuff. And SCORE stands for Service Corps of Retired Executives. There you go. So let's see what's going on. I think they have something tomorrow. Oh, no, today. Okay, so today at 1 o'clock, Lessons Learned About a Business Journey, the story of a minority entrepreneur. And this is about Nelson Goes, his inspirational story, and I guess it's to help us gain some motivation. So there you go. It's going to be at 1 o'clock. It's free, of course. Information can be found on the Word page. Okay, now let's go to the health page. It's called To Your Health. All righty. And I have all kinds of information on how to get COVID-19 testing, the different sites, the symptoms, etc., where you take your child for COVID-19 testing, all that. Now, the Duke Dementia Family Support Program, they have meetings for people who are caring for older relatives who have, dementia or Alzheimer's. So let's see, the next meeting of the Daughters Concerned for Aging Relatives Support Group. That is tomorrow starting at noon. That's from noon until 1:15. Again, it's called the Daughters Concerned for Aging Relatives Support Group. Of course, you don't literally have to be a daughter, but that's the name of the group. So if you're taking care of an older relative or neighbor with, well, it just says aging relatives. It doesn't even say Alzheimer's, or there are other problems, of course, other challenges in dealing with elderly people who are starting to, get sick or, up in age, more challenges. So you can get some tips and also share tips if you're an expert. All righty, it's a Zoom meeting, and again, the information can be found on the To Your Health page. Okay, let's go to the legal page. Oh, wait a minute, did I miss one? Okay, no, I did not. Okay, legal page. City Council meets tonight, I think. Let's see. Yeah, City Council meets tonight, 7 o'clock. If you want to watch, you can watch from their YouTube channel, their Twitter account, their Facebook, Roku, Apple TV. They really want to make sure you get to watch. Amazon Fire TV, whatever the heck that is. The free Boxcast app, I don't know what that is either. Spectrum Channel 8, Google Fiber Channel 8, Frontier Channel 70. They really want you to watch. AT&T Uverse Channel 99. Okay, so again, the City Council meeting is tonight from 7 until 10. And they want to make sure that you can participate and watch, etc., etc. The links can be found on the Legalese page. All right. Also, Legal Aid NC, as I've been telling you, they have these wonderful free webinars, chock full of information. So let's see what's going on with them. Let's see. Today, from 2:30 until 4, they're going to have a free webinar called Child Custody Clinic. And again, that is today from 2:30 until 4. Also, you can find out how to get free legal assistance. So again, that is today, Child Custody Clinic, 2:30 until 4, offered by Legal Aid and SAFE. Okay, so go to the Legal Ease page for that. And let's go to the sports page. It's called Sport and Life. And I made this grand announcement on Friday. Yes, the parks have reopened. The Durham Parks and Recreation has announced that the parks are open as of last Friday, 5 p.m. They are all 55. So I actually have a link on the sports page. If you have forgotten where the parks are because they've been closed for so long, you can actually get the names and the addresses of all the parks and maybe explore parks that you haven't visited before with your kids. So that should be fun. So let's check that out. That is the first article on the sports page. Also, I'm a little worried about this next event because of the weather forecast. I was really looking forward to this. But Durham Parks and Recreation's All-Star Competition is supposed to be tonight from 6 until 9 in Hillside Park, which is on the other side of W.D. Hill. So this is on Roxborough Street, okay? So this is for teens ages 13 to 18, super fun. Not a game per se, but more like a skills competition. The person who has the most points wins. Now they're going to be using courts 1 and 2. I hope you've seen these basketball courts. They are super beautiful with gorgeous graphics, just wonderful. So I hope it doesn't rain. Thunderstorms are in the forecast. So I need to call Cynthia Booth and see if it's going to be rescheduled. If so, I'll put it in the notes below. I'll let you know the date. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. I don't know. Actually, it's supposed to. I'm going to check the weather report for the rest of the week in a second. I got my phone here. But I think it's supposed to rain the rest of the week. But we'll see. Anyway, so that is the All-Star Competition. And let's go to the Let's Go page, which is the calendar of events page. Let's see what's going on here today. So going on right now, if you are in need, head out to New Visions of Africa restaurant right now. They're on Fayetteville Street next to W.D. Hill because at 11:30, they started their grocery giveaway. This is something new for Tuesday, relatively new. Usually they do it, I've been announcing it on Sundays, but they're also doing it on Tuesdays at 11:30 for a couple of hours while supplies last. Wear a face mask, and this is really wonderful. They just lay out all the food on the picnic tables outside, and you just get in line, and you just choose what you want and take it home. Incredible. So again, that is going on right now at the New Visions of Africa restaurant on Fayetteville Street. All righty. Also going on right now, the Nehemiah Christian Center, they're giving away free bag lunches until 1. So you have about 45 minutes. You can make it. So anyway, if you're in need, again, the Nehemiah Christian Center has free bag lunches. They do it on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from noon until 1. Okay. If you like music, Downtown Durham Inc. and Sonic Pie Productions, they're co-sponsoring the Durham from the Heart series. It's a music concert series, which of course is online. Today's musician is going to be singer-songwriter Ben Youngblood. That's going to be from 1 until 2. And I checked him out yesterday on Facebook. I play guitar, and I have to say, he plays some gorgeous chords. That boy can play and sing. So Ben Youngblood, that's going to be today from 1 until 2. Sorry for calling you boy, Ben, but you're young, and I'm 64, so I hope you don't mind. Okay, young man. He's awesome. So again, that is from 1 until 2. And they will provide links so you can tip the artist, which I think is a really cool idea. So thank you to Downtown Durham Inc. and Sonic Pie Productions for keeping us in the link with our local musicians. Okay. Oh, let me scroll up to the sheriffs. Yes. Durham County Sheriff's Office, the Animal Services Division, they have the Rabies Vaccination Clinic. So if you have a dog or cat and it's time for their vaccination, the rabies shot, you can have that done. Make an appointment this time. No more walk-ins. So call, make the appointment. It's from 2:30 until 4. Oh, they changed the hours. That's right. Sorry. It's 2 to 3:30 now. Sorry. So the morning is 9:30 until 11. The afternoon, 2 to 3:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm so used to the old hours. Okay, so again, it's $10 cash. They don't make change, so it has to be exact change. So you can read about that on the Let's Go page. Let's see, also happening today. Let's see. Okay, that's past. Told you about that. Told you about that. Told you about that. Okay, so New Visions of Africa restaurant. You're probably saying, well, she just told us about that. Well, they're also going to be giving away afternoon meals from 3 until 6. They are fabulous over there at New Visions of Africa restaurant. They're really helping the community in so many ways. So from 3 until 6, you can get a free meal. It'll be a bagged meal, but it'll be delicious. I know from personal experience. So again, that is New Visions of Africa restaurant right next door to WD Hill from 3 until 6. Okay, now here's an organization that's new to me. It's called Trees Durham. So they're all about somehow social justice, but trees. So yeah, so they have tree giveaways. They teach you how to care for trees. They have planting events. So this is really exciting. They have monthly meetings, which I'm just now hearing about. So this evening from 6 until 7, there's going to be a virtual monthly meeting of Trees Durham. So if you're interested in trees, check them out. Okay, and Marva's Fun, she will be having her beginners line dance class this evening from 7 until 8. So what you do is you write to her, email, and then she sends you the free Zoom link. And that should be lots of fun. And then tomorrow, again, Nehemiah Christian Center, they will be dispensing free bag lunches from noon until 1. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. I told you about the daughter's concern for aging relatives. I told you about that. Okay, let's check the weather real quick and the link for joining me. Tachi, hey, and this time you're on Facebook. If you'd like to join me, that would be awesome. I'm just telling folks what's happening today in the Bull City. So let's go with the weather report real quick. It feels really good outside. It's slightly humid, but it's 79. It's partly sunny. Actually, the sun just ducked behind the clouds. I don't really see it right now. But it's going to be 82. It's going up to 82. And then rain late this afternoon. That's why I'm so worried about the basketball thing, because we're supposed to get thunderstorms late afternoon and early evening, right when it's, yeah. So anyway, again, if the basketball event is canceled and rescheduled, I'll let you know. And then tomorrow, 78 and thunderstorms. So the rain is back. Let's see what's going on for the rest of the week, though. Let me see real quick. And Tachi, her show is, it does not feel like a Tuesday. Mediascope is tomorrow. Right. Mediascope is tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern on Facebook, LinkedIn, WJMS Radio Online, Twitter. Oh, Periscope. Right. Periscope, which is Twitter. So Mediascope, let me get it right. Pop culture, tech, social media. There you go. So let's check the weather for the rest of the week real quick. Oh my God. Thunderstorms all week. Aren't we going to run out of water eventually? Man, so tomorrow, 78 thunderstorms. Thursday, 82 thunderstorms. Friday, 80 thunderstorms. Saturday, 78 thunderstorms. Sunday, 82 thunderstorms. Monday, 80 thunderstorms. Come on, really? We're not going to see the sun until next Wednesday? Well, our weather is pretty volatile. This might not actually pan out, but we'll see. So if anybody wants to join me, that would be awesome. If not, that's okay. I'll just get back to work. I need to take a walk before it rains. That's what I really need to do. I need to take a walk. I have in my notes here. I wanted to thank the dancers and everybody who came out on Friday. As you might know, there is a thing called The Mix. Is at the downtown bus station. Usually it's the third Fridays from 3:30 until 6:30. And of course, I hadn't played there since February. And I was contacted by Downtown Durham because I had been begging to go back, although, I want to play it safe and not get COVID-19, of course. But they said it was safe for me to, to try again. So Friday, I played some music from 3:30 until 6:30. The people had so much fun. Oh my God. It was like a dance party, like a funk dance party. The only problem, and the people at Go Durham, they were concerned, and I was concerned as well. Some of the dancers did take off their masks because they were dancing strenuously. Yeah, so I hope they let me go back on Friday. If not, we might have to put up some signage in terms of I'm posting the link again for Tachi. Yeah, because it's concerning because they were dancing kind of close together, and yeah, it might be a bit of a problem, but hopefully we can work things out and encourage people to either keep the masks on or to dance farther apart. But I have to tell you, it was so nice being back outside, playing music again. It was so fun. I just wanted to thank Downtown Durham Inc., Go Durham, and of course the bus riders, because they had a great time and I did as well. I also played, I had a little online Zoom dance party. There was an event called Strolling Thunder, which is a parents, infants, family advocacy event. It's annual. Of course, it was online this year. And they allowed me to play 10 minutes worth of dance music. That was fun too. That was really fun. So Tachi, if you'd like to click on that link, let's see if you can join me. That would be super awesome. Let's see if she can join me. Tachi's in Florida. My voice is leaving me. Oh my God. So Tachi is a journalist. She's a professor of media. She's a filmmaker, a t-shirt entrepreneur, and something else. She'll tell us, hopefully, if she's able to join. She might have trouble joining. I hope not. Okay. Oh, she's coming. Okay. She said, coming. So just click on that little link and let's meet. I don't think you've ever met Tachi. If you're a regular viewer of Bull City Hangout, I don't think Tachi's been on yet. So let's see. And again, she's from Florida, so it might take a second for her to click the link because it's so far away. And folks, as the publisher of the Durham Skywriter, I want to hear from you. I want to know how the families are doing, or how people are doing in this pandemic. I want to know how the kids are doing with school. If you're having problems like threats of eviction, hunger, whatever, you don't know where to turn. I mean, this is why I do Bull City Hangout, to share information. But some people are really like, it's like a last minute desperate thing. If you don't know where to turn, I'll do the best I can to help. So just contact me the best way you can via Facebook Messenger, or, hey, there's Tachi. Let's see what's going on with Tachi in Florida. Tachi.
Hey.
How are you?
How are you? I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Very happy to see you.
Good to see you too. Good to see you too. Yeah, good to be on the Durham Skywriter for the first time.
Yeah. Well, I just announced who you are in terms of journalist, filmmaker, professor of media, but you're wearing one of your t-shirts.
Yeah, go figure. I just happen to have it on today.
And
so,
be more
Yeah.
Explain what that means.
So basically, you've watched Mediascope, and my whole thing was in the wake of everything that has happened with the pandemic and other things, particularly the pandemic. We've had some, quote, time off, at least opportunities to improve ourselves, because there have been so many free classes and things that have been offered for low cost as well, that there's no reason for you to go in the same deplorable person that you were before if you were if you were deplorable. That is mediocrity, and it will not be acceptable on the other side of all of this. I'm just like, it just makes no sense. I look at all the things we have. So there's some wonderful opportunities, and that's really to encourage us to take advantage of the opportunity to be better, smarter, worldlier, kinder, calmer, nicer. Just add ER to anything. And so on my show, I said, damn it, just be more. And so that's where it came from.
I like it. And I don't know if you've ever watched the show when I was pointing out about Durham Technical Community College's information sessions that lead directly to jobs. They have these programs. You know, a lot of people kind of look down their nose or ignore the community colleges. They're like diamonds, like undiscovered gems.
They really are. They really are.
God. So Durham Tech has these programs where they, you can learn how to become an optician. What was it called? Optician? See? Anyway, that's the name of the, I don't know. Anyway, they teach you about optician, about jobs like, what was it this week? This past week, it was assistant to the people who help you out when you have your operation, and then when you're at home and they come to your house and they help you with the occupational therapy. Those people. Okay. I don't know the exact term, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah. So that's I'm trying to tie all this in. So you can get, if you're super low income, you can get help with joining these programs where you learn how to do this new job and then get a job in just a few months. Wow. They really are a lifeline in a sense. I don't think people realize that how important community colleges are. They provide, not everybody is going to be the 4-year university student, and there are need for other things outside of what you may get in a college. So I think the community college system can often fill in a lot of those gaps. They offer, the 2-year degrees. And, the sad thing is, here in Florida, even though they still have associate's degree programs, they've done away with the community college system. So now all of the they've all become state colleges because, obviously there's more money in also offering 4-year degrees. So all you have to do, I think, is have a certain number of 4-year degrees to have that designation. So there are no more community colleges in Florida. They're all state colleges now. So even though you can still get associate's degrees at those schools, it really says something in terms of where the focus is. So well, I hope the costs haven't been elevated as well, because community college is supposed to be affordable. Right. In theory. That's a good question. In theory. Yeah, that's a good question. In fact, in the summers when I was an undergrad, I would take any classes that I needed to, fulfill my requirements at the community college because I could pay for it myself. Rather than, my mother paid for what, I'm like, oh, it's only how much? I think at the time it was like $30 per credit hour. It was like ridiculously cheap. That's like nothing. Yeah, exactly. There's 2 things about community colleges that a lot of people don't know. Of course, how cheap it is, and how there was a trend maybe 15 years ago when community colleges started being rediscovered, where people were like, oh, I can take the core classes at my community college, and then the last 2 years, at the 4-year college and still get my degree. Save a lot of. Also, people don't know. A lot of people don't know. They think it's less of an education. They don't realize a lot of these teachers are actually people who are retired and who love teaching so much that they just can't quit. So you have like super lovely teachers who adore teaching. So you're being taught by people who love to teach. I took a jazz theory course when I was in Chicago. You know who my teacher was?
Oh,
The guy, well, he's deceased now, Dr. Matt, but he was the not what do you call those guys? The conductor for the orchestra for the Grammys.
wow. That's amazing.
Or the Oscars. I
One
forget.
of them. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like,
Wow.
I'm being taught by this guy who's like up there. Dr.
Oh, yeah, they're
James Mack.
top-notch faculty. I think people also have a misconception in terms of because it's so cheap, who you get as an instructor. There are very stringent guidelines because most of these schools, most of them are, state quote schools.
They're accredited.
They're accredited, right? And they get state funding. So they're accredited by a regional accrediting board, which is the board that really counts. People, whenever you see a school that says, oh, we're nationally accredited, that's not what counts. It's the regional accreditation. So they're regionally accredited. And as part of that accreditation, you have to have people that are credentialed in their field. And I did teach took on an extra class at a community college here, and they combed through all my transcripts with like a fine tooth comb. I'm like, but I already have a PhD. Why do you need my undergraduate transcript? They asked for everything. So
they said, we're still checking you out.
Yeah.
And I want to say hi to Marvis. Marvis runs Marvis Fun, online dance classes, line dance. And I think
that sounds awesome.
She's holding one today. She held one yesterday. She's holding one today as well. Marvis Fun. She's really, well, as the name implies, she's fun.
Marvis Fun.
So tell us what else is going on with you, Tachi.
Oh, what is not going on? I get it. There's so many things that I'm doing. There are a lot of things that are coming to fruition that hopefully soon I'll be able to say something about. So those are, yeah.
You keep it under wraps for now?
I can't say anything until these things happen. So when they do happen,
curious.
I'm curious too. But when they do happen, I'll be able to, make an announcement about it. But of course, things are still going with Mediascope and TV channeling, and we're live, and we're doing a lot of great things. So
wonderful. I really miss seeing you at these conferences and conventions, showing us the drones and the tech and all that. I really miss that.
I miss that too, but I like my life more. So you won't be seeing me for a while at any of these conferences. And all of these conferences have actually gone digital. The big ones like NAB this year was digital. South by Southwest did not happen, but they could have done it digitally.
That's hard
CES.
That's the consumers?
Well, not really, because CES is going to be digital. Yes. In January, CES will be digital. So a lot of these shows have gone digital this year and probably for the first half of next year until they really know what's going to happen, because to have that many people in an enclosed space is just, not only is it dangerous, it's just irresponsible.
That's asking for trouble. Yeah.
It really is. Yeah.
So
but I do miss being there. Go ahead.
Did you attend the NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists? Did you attend? I
did not.
I think it was last month.
Yes, I did not. I have this is the interesting thing. I have said every year I want to go to NABJ. Yeah. And I never have. Because what happens is that it competes with other conferences. There's so many conferences out there which are great, but funding wise, you can't, I don't have that kind of funding where I could go to everything. Although, I often cover things as press and I'm able to go that way. But, for some reason, NABJ is just, everybody is press there. So
that's the frustrating part. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's harder to get in that way. You have to either volunteer and I'm like, if I'm volunteering, then I'm not going to be able to get to the sessions that I may deem the most important. I'm there to work. So that I don't want to volunteer, but if I'm there to learn. So it's, sometimes it's the competing things.
That makes
So,
sense. When I went
yeah.
to the Online News Association conference last year, I went as a volunteer. And I didn't miss out on anything, really. They were very nice, and they wanted to make sure that I didn't miss out on any of the sessions. I simply helped out during the sessions that I was going to attend anyway.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I was very thoughtful of them. Hats off to Online News Association. But
That's awesome.
I hope next year. I'm so tired. We're all tired. I'm not going to complain because I work out of my home. It doesn't take much to, well, I work on the Durham Skywriter. It seems like it's 24 hours a day. But what I mean is, when I say it doesn't take much, what I mean is I don't have to literally go anywhere.
Right.
Although I am missing out on stories, I haven't had ad revenue since March. That's a problem. But I'm safe. I'm safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. And, I think it's also causing us to see where we can reevaluate what we're doing, how we can make things better, how we can, if we need to, pivot. It's God forbid the reason that this is happening, but since it's happening, we might as well take the opportunity to see how we can use it to our advantage.
Definitely. Because I was telling folks, check the word page, the Durham Skywriter, by the way, because the Durham Tech Small Business Center has, I don't know if you heard me say this, they have so many webinars now. They actually have, what they have done is gathered information for webinars that are put on by people other than Durham Tech. And so they have so many webinars, business and social media related.
Really?
In fact, there's going to be a social media one today. But they have so many, I couldn't even list them all in the Durham Skywriter.
Wow.
So, I mean, dozens upon dozens. So for those of us who are pivoting, a lot of people are afraid to pivot. As a person who suddenly, I had to give up my whole life to come down here to take care of my aunt. She had Alzheimer's. She was childless. I was available. So, yeah. So when it comes to pivoting, sometimes you might do it reluctantly. And I have to admit, I mean, Chicago is who wants to leave Chicago? But I had to, but it was well worth it. Well, I took care of my aunt. I enjoyed that. But I'm just saying, you find opportunities wherever you are.
Right.
Like in Chicago, I was not known like I was known. But let's just say I was a guitar player and I did. I was a jazz musician, so to speak. I played in a salsa group and all that. But I'm not a guitar player here. I'm a DJ here. So, I mean, I found a new opportunity. I needed money. So desperately, especially when my aunt died, because, again, we were living off of her pension, to be honest, because I had to stay home and take care of her. So when she died, the money stopped. And so I got like a couple $1,000s from her insurance. So you know what I did? I bought DJ equipment. I said, I don't know anything about DJing, but I mean, I know a lot about music.
Right.
Music from around the world. That's my passion. So I bought DJ equipment and became DJ Pitty Pat. That saved my house.
Wow.
That saved my house. So I'm just saying, look at our parents taught us, look at what you can do and then do something with it. College degree is great because that has led to opportunities down here too, having a degree, because there's some freelance work that I did that required a degree. So I had, I was able to do that. But also look at what you can do and see if you can capitalize on it. Now, when it comes to DJing, no, I don't know how to, beat mix and, I don't do all that. I just play. Yeah. I provide music for parties.
Right.
And events. If you're wanting the DJ that goes behind the back with the turntables and no.
That's not you. Okay.
So I'm limited
that's okay.
in what I can do, but there's a lot of opportunities for people like me. There's a lot of people who need music. Just like, did I tell you I played music for it was a kiddie dance party, a 10-minute little dance party in the middle of a Zoom Advocacy Day event. They needed
Oh, wow.
they needed to loosen up for 10 minutes, and so I played some calypso and got
Oh,
everybody loosened
wow.
up.
Oh, yeah. Calypso
And I
will
got
do that.
paid. It was a gig. So look at
Oh,
what you can
wow.
do, and then find out who needs what you can do.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah. You just have to evaluate, and that came at a perfect time for you. And then
Yeah.
like the Zoom party thing now is huge. So
Oh,
many people are
is it?
doing them. It's huge.
Oh, is it?
It is
Okay.
huge. Yes, the
I
Zoom
need to
party
get in
thing.
on that some more.
Absolutely. When you advertise that those are your services, you tell people I also do Zoom parties. If you need everybody that I know that's a DJ, because obviously venues are shut down where they would be needed. Everybody I know that's a DJ is like adding in Zoom parties as well, because you can't say, well, I'll start again when outside opens back up. Who knows when that's going to be fully? So
I need to market. I need to do some marketing. And Marvis, she knows because she's a line dance person, and she says it's huge.
yes.
Wow.
I love line dance. I heard you say that yesterday. I'm like, oh, I need to find out what
Well, it's
her,
today too. She's doing it
oh,
today,
it's today
too.
too.
7:00.
Oh, well,
on Zoom. On Zoom.
Right. No, I just need the specific info on how to contact. So
Oh yeah,
I'll
I
ask
sent.
you.
It's the same email that I sent you yesterday. It's the same. This is the same person. Marvis Fun.
I didn't know you sent me an email. Okay.
Oh yeah. Contact at, what is it, Marvis? Contact at marvisfun.org. I think it is.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I'll send it to you
Fantastic.
again. No problem.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
But again, to just drive it, and again, degrees are great, but what I realized, people like results more than anything else. So if you can do something well, they will hire you. Sometimes there are stipulations. Sometimes you do need a degree for certain things, but for the most part, thank you. Okay. Oh, .com. Sorry. It's contact at marvisfun.com.
Fun.com. Oh, okay. Great.
Okay. So people like results. So if you do something well, like in Chicago, as soon as one leaf falls on the ground, a lot of the young guys, they put rakes across their shoulder and they're going door to door. They're doing raking. Same for shoveling snow.
Yeah.
And guys hang out at the auto parts place. You're buying auto parts and they figure something wrong with your car. They'll fix your car right there in the parking lot. I don't know how legal that is, but I'm just saying.
You do what you have to do.
Some people are selling cakes. They're good at baking, right?
Exactly. Oh gosh, I know a lot, and this is interesting because I actually know a comedian really well, and she is, she's an actress as well. So obviously production is on hold for the show that she's on. And so in the meantime, but she's also always been a serial entrepreneur, it seems. So in the meantime, she's like, all right, well, I'm not doing, comedy clubs as much. I'm doing some online stuff, but not going to physical comedy clubs as much because that was a lot of her bread and butter. The show that she's on, the production was, has been halted. And so what am I going to do? So in the meantime, she's already had a body care line, but she launched she also launched a baking line. What is Craveables line, basically. So she's got she bakes and sends it all over the country, and she's got regular stuff, but then she's also got some stuff infused with CBD oil, which is really popular. So you could get the CBD infused, or you could get the regular, and it's brownies, cakes, cookies, all sorts of things. So
amazing. You got to be smart. There's a young lady back home. Now, Barbie dolls, I think they're considered, 11-inch dolls category.
Yes.
There's Bratz and, all the other dolls. They're like in the 11-inch doll category. She makes African outfits and other outfits and accessories for the 11-inch dolls. And she's making so much money, it's ridiculous. She didn't even need, this was
Wow.
years ago. I don't know even know if she's still doing it. She
Oh.
didn't even need a regular job.
Why? Okay, see, that's when you know.
African outfits, you know, with the beautiful headdresses and everything, and the
Yeah.
the little purses and all that for Barbie
Wow.
dolls. I should say
Wow.
11-inch dolls because it fits Bratz and other dolls as well. So
Oh, wow.
actually, I went to a class once where they said most inventions are not made from scratch.
Okay.
Most patents are not inventions that are made from scratch. Most patents are instances where someone has looked around and thought of an improvement for something that already exists.
Ah.
So look at what people are buying and doing, and then make something that goes along with it.
That makes sense.
And they will want that.
That makes sense. Absolutely. There's addressing a need, basically. That's
exactly. Sometimes it's not addressing a need. Sometimes it's making people realize that they wanted something but didn't realize it. Like when you see does Barbie really need to have a beautiful, long African, I don't know the word, the dress? Does Barbie really need that? No. Hey, Curtis. Barbie doesn't really need African attire, but then when you see it, you realize, ooh, I need that for my Barbie or my child's Barbie. So
absolutely.
You're creating a desire for something.
Yeah. Wow.
So
wow.
So I mean, it's good to do things like this. These are really tough times. I just watched Young Turks a few minutes ago.
Okay.
They were showing someone who was being evicted. And I was just sitting there. I mean, you hear about evictions all the time, but when you actually see someone being evicted, I was like, oh my God, they had nowhere to go. It was a young couple. And they said, well, what are you going to do with all your stuff? And they said, we have to leave it behind because we don't even have a car.
Wow.
So I was like, yeah, you really need to see what you can do, meet that need. And you know what's really hard though, when you have almost nothing? It's hard to buy equipment for things. You know, if you want to make something, it's hard to buy fabric and a sewing machine if you don't have it. But there's ways to get around it. I feel like I'm giving a pep talk, but
no, you are. No, somebody needs to hear this today, which is why you're saying it.
This is for real though. Okay, so when I first started I've been doing photography and video for a while. And Curtis wants, does Barbie really need an African Mandingo? Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
She does.
She absolutely does. But, okay, so here's the thing. I'm not going to mention the agency, but someone here in Durham wanted me to do their annual video.
Okay.
And it was quite the honor. They asked me how much. I told them the price. They said, let's talk. We talked. And the first question was, why is your price so low? And my answer was, well, I don't have really professional equipment. The videos that you saw were videos that were made with less than professional equipment. I can't possibly charge, the going rate for that reason. So we made a deal. They gave me the money to purchase the equipment that I needed, and that was my payment.
Wow.
And that enabled me to go on and make more videos for more people and make more money. So there are other ways to get funding.
Yeah, absolutely. You just have to be creative with it. There's the whole, there's that, in a sense, that's like barter, they gave you the money for equipment, but, in a way it's like a barter thing. So there was no fee attached to it, but it allowed you to gain equipment to do things in the future. And it's funny. I was just talking the other day to Curtis about somebody needed some videos done, and was looking for students to do it and asked if I, had any students or whatever. But it was in the summer, and I'm like, these students. Well, yeah, it was in the summer, and sometimes companies don't know the way things work. where
Okay.
it's like not you can't just at any time pick up interns. It's an internship program, so you have
Mhm.
to go to the school. You have to have a job description, those types of things. So I think sometimes they don't realize that there's a process to it and think, oh, well, we could get interns, yeah, but it may be another semester before you can. So I
Oh, okay.
explained this, and I said, well, you know what? Whatever he was going to pay them something, nominal. I said, you know what? Whatever you're going to pay them, just give that to me. I'll do it for you. And he was so appreciative of that,
Oh.
that every time he has found so many opportunities for me. And it's about
Ooh.
like what you did, reading the room, right?
Hmm.
So reading the room and understanding that this person could possibly, you could be mutually beneficial. So you have to be able to read them and know that they really can help you, or they really are interested in seeing you win. If you can
Mhm.
see that, then that's
Mhm.
always going to be a good relationship in terms of doing something like barter, etc., because you will benefit later on the line. You have
Oh,
to
for
be able to
sure.
discern those people from the people who just want you to do stuff for free.
Hmm.
So,
Mhm.
there's a distinction there that you have to learn to be keenly aware of.
Mhm. Would you say that it's ever a good idea to do anything for free?
Absolutely. I think there are times when when you could do things for free. Number one, when you don't have enough experience in something and you really are trying to learn, but you have you have enough experience to get it done.
Mhm.
Working on projects like that, in a way, it's like interning, right? Working
Oh.
on projects can help you to sharpen your skills in that sense. But don't let it be for free. Do it in with the understanding of, yeah, learning maybe. And you don't always have to
Mhm.
let them know, well, I don't have the experience to do, just
Mhm.
say, oh, I'm trying to increase my portfolio in terms of things. Could I come and do XYZ for you? But have
Hmm.
some caveats for yourself,
Mhm.
recommendations, some connections with people that they're connected to. And the thing is, it's like, unless they're like a friend that you're really trying to help out or whatever, don't just do things for free and there will never be anything in it for you. Then you keep working
Oh.
to the bone, and
Mhm.
you're going to be mad. You're just going to be upset afterwards. You're
Yeah.
kind and grumbling. So if it's going to cause you to grumble and not want to do it, then don't do it. But if you see some sort of opportunities to learn, and where later on down the line you can gain some benefits because of connections, etc.,
Mhm.
I say do it. Don't do it all the time, but when
Yeah.
it's worth it, do it. Absolutely.
I agree with you because when I started DJing, of course, nobody had heard of DJ Pity Pat except me. So I invited myself to high profile events that didn't have DJs, but only high profile ones because I wanted to make
Right.
sure, because you don't want to go to just Pookie's fifth anniversary or something.
Mhm.
You want, the governor or the mayor to see you. And in fact, one day I was DJing an event and the mayor walked all the way across the room. He says, I just want to shake your hand. He says, you were at all the events. And I'm like, I'm not really, but if I give that impression, great.
Yes, yes. When you start hearing people say, wow, you're everywhere, that's a good thing, right? Because
Yeah.
that means people are
Whether getting
taking
paid or not.
notice.
Yeah.
Right. But they don't know that. They
Hmm.
don't know you're not getting paid, right? So at the end of the day, don't undervalue yourself. That's another thing that is a hindrance to what we're doing now. When you did it's so great that you found, it's such a blessing that you found somebody that you were able to work with and get that equipment.
Hmm.
Um, and then, up level what you were doing.
Hmm.
But there are some people who will charge low so that they can come in and corner the market, right? And that's not what you were doing.
Hmm.
You were doing it with the
No.
understanding that this is, I don't have the equipment, so this is what I'm going to charge you. But there are some people that do, and I know some people that have the equipment that do it, and they will charge less than,
Hmm.
because they just want the work. But what you're doing when you engage in those types of practices is you mess it up for everybody else
Hmm.
in that same industry. So now when person X tells them, oh, well, this is going to be $2,000. Well, I
Yeah.
got this for 400. Well, which that's not what it is. You just got somebody that's not the real price. So you end up making then clients question the value of what that is. Like, for example, in video, question the value of video and whether or not they really need to do it.
I see. That's like those $100 DJs on Craigslist. You know, they make everybody think, oh, $100 is the going rate. It is not.
It is not. It is not. So, but sometimes that's done out of desperation because you are trying to get some customers. You really want to make things work. You're trying to build your, that type of thing. But if you're going to do that, let people know why it's $100. Why is it $100? And it shouldn't be because I'm desperate, right? Well, it's $100, and then maybe it's less time, right? Don't do a full set for $100. This is a sampler or service that I do as an introduction type thing. And that doesn't mean it's less than that. You still get the full service, but maybe it's less time. Think about like Zoom. When you have the free plan, you get 40 minutes and then they will cut you off. But if you go ahead and pay for the basic plan, right, you get unlimited amount of time. So think about it like that. You still get all the same features basically with Zoom when it's basic, but you get less time and you get less people, right? So think about maybe tiers if you're going to do that type of thing. On that tier is where you get just this amount of services. But if you want to go up to the next tier, and that's a great way, it's kind of like a tripwire. It's a great way to bring people in. And then you can tell them, okay, well, this is what you get. But on the next tier, it's X, Y, and Z. So then you can upsell people.
Exactly. I like that word, upsell. Yeah. I like that word a lot. And what some people do in terms of the discount, they say, I give a certain number, or I offer a certain number of people per month, my discounted rate, like for nonprofits, for example. So that lets them know you're getting this price because you're benefiting from my program, where I offer certain discounts for a certain number of clients, and then they can't be upset, if later your price is a little higher.
Right. Yeah. Or it could be for a limited amount of time. You don't necessarily always have to make them permanent tiers. It could be for a limited amount of time. We're doing X, Y, Z. And that's a great way to get people introduced to what you're doing. The bottom line is when you're doing those types of things like discounts, etc., know what your end goal is, know why you're doing it, and make sure there's some benefit in there for you. So. Yeah.
Do you have any other ideas on how people can start their own? I don't want to use the word business because sometimes it's a matter of being more of a service, but like money-making opportunities for people with skills that maybe they didn't realize they could make money off of. Do you have any other ideas?
That's a good question. I think it really depends on what your skill is. And to do that, you have to sit down with yourself and say, okay, well, what do I know how to do? I think sometimes we just do things and we don't think about the fact that we do these things. So like, all right, the friend that I talked about that bakes, she'd always baked, but she said, well, thank goodness that my grandmothers taught me how to bake. That's a skill that she has, something that she did all the time, but you didn't realize you could, do this. So in addition, for example, for myself, in addition to, this t-shirt, I have a hand painted t-shirt line. So I'd always painted and drawn. And I just decided one Christmas, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to really buy a whole lot of things for people for Christmas. I'm just going to paint some t-shirts and give those. So it was my mother who was like, you need to sell these. And it was something that I had always done, but I really didn't think about it in that sense because it wasn't my main thing. The art was not my main thing.
So monetize things that you're already doing or able to do. Just go ahead, think about how you can monetize it. And again, like I said, it might be frustrating to get started, but like, for example, if you make pound cakes, a lot of people who make pound cakes say, I make the maple bacon, I make the orange, the lemon, the raspberry. Maybe you can just say special introductory offer. I'm making orange flavored lemon cakes. If you don't have the money to get all the different ingredients,
Right.
start with one. Score with one.
Absolutely. No, that's great. And I would also
And
say,
then expand.
and then expand, and make sure that this is something you want to do. So simply because you can do it doesn't mean you want to do it all the time as your gig. So consider whether or not you really want to sit there, because once people get wind of what you do and it's good, let's take the pound cakes. So you have to sit down and say, is this real? Do I really want to sit there and do pound cake all the time?
Yeah.
I can do it.
But if you've lost your job and suddenly
Oh,
you're
yeah.
making, because I know a lady, she sells, her cakes are like $30.
Oh yeah, no, cake is not cheap now.
Yeah.
Cake is not. I have another friend who's like a high level baker. She does things like lemon lavender and I mean gorgeous things. Her cakes are not cheap. Stuff is not cheap. Absolutely, you can
I'm not questioning the value of, I'm not questioning the value, but I was like, $30? That's like your water bill right there.
Exactly. And
I tend
imagine
to
if you
think
had
of
pre-orders. That's
exactly.
almost $100.
I tend to think of money in terms of bills. So when I see $30, $35, I'm thinking that's water bill. $150, I'm thinking, that's my phone bill. That's how I look at money. What it pays for. So
in terms of bills, yeah, I get it.
So 10 cakes at $300. That might be half your rent. I mean, I don't know how much people are paying for rent.
It just depends. No, exactly. Yeah. Depending on where you live. So I mean, I think because if you're right. If you need to do this, then absolutely for the time being. But then no, because again, when you're starting a business, you shouldn't be starting businesses for, okay, this is just for 3 months. This is for the long haul, because remember, now you've gotten a customer base and you've hooked people on what it is you have. If you think you are going to get tired of doing this, then you need to question, all right, well, do I need to make sure I can get it big enough to have enough people so that I don't have to be involved in the everyday day-to-day operations of it, or the actual baking of it, where I'm just, I'm involved, but not to that level. So you just need to, you need to make that determination.
I wonder if you can teach someone to make the cakes, and they make the cakes at your house, and you get a cut from every cake sold. If they sell the cakes for $30, you make 10.
Yeah, it's almost like, in a way, kind of like a Mary Kay or an Avon type of thing, right? And where there's a cut that comes out of it.
Yeah, in that term, yeah.
In that term, where there's a cut that goes to the company. So you could do that. You could do that, or you could get big enough to start doing things like franchising, those types of things. So you just really, I think, at the beginning, sooner rather than later, decide what direction you want to go in it. With this, it's because again, the pandemic is temporary. That doesn't mean COVID is going anywhere, but the pandemic itself is temporary. You should not plan as if the pandemic is that it's going to always be pandemic time. So you should not have Yeah, exactly. Well, for the long haul, probably, but for the foreseeable future, probably, but for the long haul, no. So don't plan it like it's a pandemic business. If that means your business came out of the conditions of the pandemic, but it's not a pandemic business, because anything connected with that, it's like, oh, okay, well, we don't need triage hospitals anymore. Let's fold those up. So anything that is connected to a pandemic mindset folds once the pandemic is done. If that means it makes sense. So I think you want to approach it with, all right, this is what I want to do. This is just giving me the opportunity to do it. How do I want to do it? What do I want it to look like?
And start looking around now for opportunities. Because I know a guy, he and his wife bake. Again, we're talking about cakes again. This is a different person I'm thinking about this time. They went around, they noticed certain coffee shops don't have desserts. So they take them a certain number of cakes every week. kablam. That's money they can count on.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, look around, see what's needed, or see what's missing, or see what's necessary, and maybe people didn't think about. Because just think about it. People need, if there's a place that sells something sour or salty, they need something sweet as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see a shop that sells, for example, this is be really silly and say someone opened a pickle store. You know, somebody's gonna say, "Dang, I need something sweet after having a pickle." And offer the store to sell your cakes. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. No, I think if you look whoever the company is that bakes for Starbucks is, I mean, good for you, because Starbucks is a national, an international name, more national than international, but it's well recognized, right? So if you have that exclusive cup, because they don't bake things in house at Starbucks,
I never even thought of that. Okay.
Don't bake things, and there are some other coffee places where they don't really have a big kitchen, so they don't bake anything in house. They basically import all of their baked goods. Now, needless to say, I'm not in love with their pastries at Starbucks, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't. My local coffee shop, I think, is like 100 times better, and it really is in terms of their pastries and stuff, because they bake it in house. But the point is that it doesn't matter. They still sell out of all that stuff, even if it's not the most delicious, because people want a pairing with their coffee. So what your friends are doing makes so much sense.
Okay. Did you know that it's a Black family business that provides all the croutons for the salads on all the airplanes?
I had no clue.
Isn't that crazy? Because you have a salad, you got to put croutons on top. That is provided. That is, talk about specialty. I don't know the name of the family, but I think they're in the Chicago area. But it's a Black family business, and all they do is croutons. And that's all they need to do, because all the airlines get their croutons from this one family business.
Now, that's amazing. Now, and so I'm sure, being business-minded as they are, they're also thinking about, all right, what else can we do? Well, because if you look in recent years, I mean, unless you're talking about international flights, etc., domestic flights, they don't give you anything. They don't give you PIM. Even if you're traveling 5 hours to the other
they give you
coast.
those little cookies.
Yeah, cookies.
From
that's
Norway
about
or
it.
Belgium or somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So that's about what you get. And then now with the pandemic, less people are flying. So I'm sure they're like, all right, what can we do? Where else can we go? Because airlines, that's a huge contract. That you're set with that. But everybody in business knows, if something goes awry and our livelihood is tied to that, we're in trouble. So what else can we do? So I think that's the thing, to always keep thinking about, what else can I do?
Exactly.
If something else goes awry. So yeah.
I was rolling my eyes so hard one day. I was listening to NPR. They're talking about this farmer who was pouring out all of the milk because he couldn't sell the milk to the stores, and because of the pandemic, there was less. Fewer people to sell his bulk milk wholesale. He started pouring it out. And then he thought, I wonder if people will buy my milk. And I'm like, duh, of course, everybody buys milk. These farmers were throwing away their milk, and they realized, oh, maybe we can sell it direct. I wanted to slap them so hard.
But you know what? You also have to realize that business sense is not common for everyone. And we live in a society where, businesses, you're taught to be, school teaches you to be a worker, not to be a business owner. And so when you do these types of things, and if you're a farmer, you're basically a business owner, but you're a business owner with a mindset, if I'm producing this for someone else, if that makes sense. So in a way, if it's government funded, the government in a way is your employer, kind of, right? So you're not thinking about it in a business sense. So you haven't been taught to pivot if people aren't buying it now. What do I do with it? And so, I mean, because it's an extremely wasteful person who pours it away. But, somebody else is like, oh, well, are there bakeries that I could sell to? Or can I sell direct to consumer? Or can we make milk products that, that type of thing?
Yeah, they started making so much money when they sold it to just folks. They just didn't realize that the people were out there. I'm like, oh.
But why didn't they realize? Because that's not the mindset we're taught to have. It should be clockwork. Like, well, all right, let's do X, but it's not like that for everyone. And I think it comes with just kind of that whole educational piece and being able to quickly pivot. It's not all education, but it's partially education. And that's not something that our education system does on any level currently.
Okay. I want to respect your time, Tati. I really, really enjoyed having you drop in like
Absolutely.
this.
Thank you so much.
And share your wisdom. And tell us about Mediascope, which is tomorrow. MC Curtis is the co-producer, engineer for said show.
Yes. So Mediascope is a show where I talk all about media, tech, and pop culture news, the latest. And it happens every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Periscope, Facebook Live, Twitter, LinkedIn Live, and WJMSradio.com. And you can listen to the replay on WJMSradio.com on Fridays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So you can listen to it twice a week. And then, of course, you can always, if you miss it, you could go back and watch the replay on any of those platforms.
Okay. Then you have TV channeling and we're live.
Yeah, and we're live. We do, at least once a month. Curtis and I do, and we're live, and that's where we teach people to use video and live stream for their business and beyond. Same platforms, plus we also do YouTube for that one. And then TV channeling on one half of the TV Twins, my partner Kevin, who's out in LA, and I do this podcast where we do TV reviews and talk TV, film, and entertainment news. We often have guests, and it is really a lot of fun. Please join us on every single podcast platform. Just pick your favorite one. We're there. We're also on WJMSradio.com every Tuesday and Friday. So it's on today at 5 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And it's a lot of fun. Join us.
Nice. And I heard that Jamie, the owner of WJMSRadioOnline.com, that she is working with Doublemint Radio. And so some of the programming will be, I guess, simulcast?
Yes. She has WJMS Radio. I don't know a whole lot about, I can't speak for Jamie, but they do have a partnership with Doublemint Radio, which is Fraser's radio station that is in the UK, in Scotland. So they're able to, shows that are on there, that opt to be on there, are able to reach an international audience. So it's a good thing for a WJMS.
I didn't know if that automatically included you. That's why I mentioned you.
No, it doesn't automatically include. You can you opt in if you want to do that. So it doesn't automatically include the producers or of the content on WJMS.
Okay. So are you teaching this? I mean, school just started here. The little ones started school like 3 weeks ago, and then the college kids started like maybe 2 weeks ago. So how about because I know you're an instructor as well.
Yeah. So because I teach primarily, not even primarily, only basically online, the way the programs at the school I teach for runs where it's like every 6 to 8 weeks is a new session. So it's not like, okay, this semester is over, now it's it's not like that. So it's like they have a time when they start. So, but basically every 6 to 8 weeks, I have like a new course. But ironically, I don't have any courses this 8 weeks at all. I don't have anything till October, which in a way is kind of good because it allows me to work on the other projects I have going.
Nice. And you do have a full plate.
I do. And I'm not complaining. It is a wonderful life.
Wonderful. I was just telling my niece that, not that I'm being morbid, but I'm in my 60s. We're talking about getting old. And I said, I do hope that, when it's time to go, that I'll be able to say how much I've enjoyed myself. I have really, I've had some ridiculous things that I've gone through. I think we've all gone through ridiculous things, a lot of challenges.
Right.
But I have really had, I have to be really honest, I've had a good time. I'm not ready to go,
No.
but I just enjoy my life.
Oh, good, good. I
I
think
really
everybody
do.
should.
I think everybody
Wow.
needs to just really look at things and say, well, things could definitely get better,
Yeah.
but they're definitely doable. Life is
Yes.
definitely doable. You just have,
Life is
sometimes
doable.
you have to keep at it.
Exactly.
Sometimes you just have
Exactly.
to. I rarely do something well right the first time. You know, it
Wow.
takes
No, that's okay.
sometimes it takes me a minute to catch on to things, especially if it's technology or whatever. But if you keep at it and you're patient with yourself, you can pretty much learn what you need to learn to propel yourself forward. So
Absolutely.
thanks again,
Thank
Tachi.
you. Thank
Feel
you so
free to drop in
much.
anytime. Curtis has dropped in before. Marvis Fun has dropped in. Hey, Colleen is here. Let me put up her statement. Colleen is here in Durham, and she is super awesome.
Oh,
She's
wow.
also an artist in her own right. Um, she has taught. I don't know if she teach well. Nobody's teaching in person, but she has taught young people art, and she's very artsy and very informational. I rely on her to. She pulls my coat, to use an old phrase,
Yes.
to topics that sometimes I miss and have to look into for the Durham Skywriter. So thank you, Colleen, for
Wow.
that. So
Wow.
everybody,
Well,
you have a
thank you so much for
absolute
having
thanks
me.
again, Chachi. You have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, bye
Bye.
bye. Super fun. I have been wanting Tachi to drop in for the longest. Wonderful, wonderful person. Let me give a shout out to whoever is here. Colleen again, Colleen Haithcock. Curtis Brooks, we call him MC Curtis. Tachi, of course, Chetachi A. Egwu. Marvis Henderson Day, we just call her Marvis Fun. And I think that's it. Let's see who else. That's pretty much it. One of these days, I want to get the two gentlemen who actually created this platform. It's called StreamYard. It's really fun. And I want to get them on to explain, about StreamYard and how live streaming works, et cetera, et cetera. And let's see. Colleen says she figured out where the comments go. Oh, let me put that up. I want you to drop in one day, Colleen, because you are just so full of wonderful information. You're such a fun person. But we'll see. No pressure. We'll talk. Anyway, I want to respect everybody's time, and I'm going to take a quick walk because I think it's going to start raining around 4. Let me check. It's going to start raining. Let's see, 30% chance at 4, 60% at 5. So I think before 4 and 5, it's going to be raining. So I'm going to take a little stroll. I'm going to bid you adieu. You have a beautiful afternoon and evening. I'll let you know in the comments below whether that basketball event that's supposed to start at 6, if it's still going to go on. I don't know if it will or not. Because Durham Parks and Recreation, they very often they will cancel something if there's a chance of anybody getting hurt or wet or sick or whatever. They play it safe, and I appreciate that. So anyway, you have a beautiful day. I will see you tomorrow at noon. Ciao for now.